a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Selma Blair. Selma Blair Beitner is an American actress. She played a number of small roles in films and on television before obtaining recognition for her leading role in the film Brown's Requiem. Her breakthrough came when she starred as Zoe Bean on the WB sitcom Zoe, Duncan, Jack, and Jane, and as Cecile Caldwell in the cult film Cruel Intentions. Blair continued to find success with the comedies Legally Blonde and The Sweetest Thing, and achieved international fame with her portrayal of Liz Sherman in the big-budget fantasy films Hellboy and Hellboy II, The Golden Army. Her other notable film credits include Storytelling, A Guy Thing, A Dirty Shame, The Fog, W Delta Z, Feast of Love, The Poker House, Dark Horse, In Their Skin, Ordinary World, Mothers and Daughters, and Mom and Dad. On television, Blair starred as Kim in the American remake of Kath and Kim, as Kate Wales on the sitcom Anger Management, and as Kris Jenner in the first season of the FX drama series American Crime Story. In 2010, Blair narrated the audiobook The Diary of Anne Frank, earning a nomination for the Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word Album for Children. Early life. Selma Blair Beitner was born on June 23, 1972, in Southfield, in the metropolitan area of Detroit, Michigan, the youngest of four daughters of Judge Molly Ann and Elliot I. Beitner. Blair had a Jewish upbringing. Her Hebrew name is Bat-Sheva. Her father was an attorney, active in the U.S. Democratic Party, and labor arbitrator until his death in 2012 at the age of 82. Her parents divorced when Blair was 23. She subsequently legally changed her surname. She has three older sisters, Catherine, Elizabeth, and Marie Beitner. Blair attended Hillel Day School, a Jewish day school in Farmington Hills, and Cranbrook Kingswood in Bloomfield Hills soon after. She spent her freshman year in Kalamazoo College, where she studied photography and acted in the play The Little Theater of the Green Goose. At the time, she wanted to be a ballerina and a horse trainer. At the age of 20, Blair moved to New York City, where she lived at the Salvation Army. She attended New York University, as well as acting classes at the Stella Adler Conservatory, the Column Theatre, and the Stone Street Screen Acting Workshop. Later, she returned to Michigan to finish her studies. After transferring from NYU, she graduated magna cum laude from the University of Michigan in 1994 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Photography, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, and a double major in Fine Arts and English. Blair then returned to New York City to pursue a career in the arts. 1998 Career Beginnings. In 1990, during her time at Cranbrook Kingswood, Blair was involved in a production of T.S. Eliot's Murder in the Cathedral. According to Blair, it was a failure, but her English teacher told her not to give up. That was the first time she thought she could be an actress. In 1993, she began training at acting schools in New York. She was discovered by an agent in acting class. Subsequently, Blair signed with her. After 75 auditions, she got her first advertising contract for a television spot ad for a theater in Virginia, for which she received her Screen Actors Guild membership. Blair began auditioning in the mid-1990s. Her first audition was for a cereal commercial. She won her first professional role in 1995, in an episode of the children's television sitcom The Adventures of Pete and Pete. She portrayed the love interest of the main character Big Pete. In 1996, she landed her first feature film role in The Broccoli Theory, an unromantic comedy set in NYC. In 1997, she made her first appearance on a mainstream feature film, the Kevin Kline comedy In and Out. Blair auditioned 6 times for the role and remained several weeks on the set, but most of her scenes were cut from the final screened edition. She obtained her first lead role in a feature film on the teen drama Strong Island Boys, based on true events about a Long Island 80s street gang. Alec Baldwin gave her a favorable review. He called her a cross between Deborah Winger and Marlene Dietrich. Later, she was selected to take the lead in the fantasy film Amazon High, alongside Karl Urban. Blair starred as a present-day orphaned high school student who accidentally travels back in time to the mythical days of the Amazons. Amazon High, which also was proposed as a third show set in the Hercules and Xena mythological genre, never has been aired. Later, portions of the pilot were adapted and edited into the Xena Warrior Princess episode, Lifeblood, in 2000. In the same year, Blair was cast as Joey Potter on Dawson's Creek, but was later replaced by Katie Holmes. Soon afterward, she auditioned for the title role in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but Sarah Michelle Gellar was chosen instead. Blair starred opposite Suzanne Summers in the family drama No Laughing Matter as a pregnant teenager. She subsequently appeared in several independent and short productions, including Debutante, opposite Josh Hartnett. The short drama was shot in NYC and won multiple awards after its premiere in September 1998. In 1998, Blair starred opposite Dominique Swain in the teen drama Girl, as well as in the suspense thriller Brown's Requiem, based on the crime novel of the same name. In the same year, Blair appeared in My Friend Steve's 1998 music video for the song, Charmed. She also appeared in the music video for the single, Every You Every Me, by the British alternative rock band Placebo. The track was featured on the Cruel Intentions soundtrack. 1999-2004, breakthrough and mainstream success. Following several auditions, independent film roles, and guest roles in television series, Blair achieved her breakthrough opposite Sarah Michelle Gellar and Ryan Phillippe in the 1999 coming-of-age drama Cruel Intentions. Loosely based on the 18th-century novel Les Liaisons Dangereuses, Blair played the role of an innocent student manipulated by two of her classmates. The film received mixed reviews, with Variety finding, newcomer Blair to be too broad, while overdoing her or less clumsiness. Nevertheless, the film made an impressive $75.9 million at the international box office, and earned the actress an MTV Movie Award nomination for Best Breakthrough Performance, and a win for Best Kiss, shared with Gellar. Cruel Intentions has since developed a cult following. Blair went on to star as Zoe Bean on Zoe, Duncan, Jack, and Jane, alongside Azura Skye and Michael Rosenbaum. The first season follows the lives of four high school classmates from Manhattan. The second season was just renamed Zoe, which follows the title character a few years later as a psychology student. The show was not renewed for a third season. She was nominated for the Teen Choice Awards for TV Breakout Performance category for her role in Zoe, Duncan, Jack, and Jane. In 2000, Blair won a Movie Line's Young Hollywood Award in the Exciting New Face Female category, and portrayed a seductive college student in the teen comedy Down to You, alongside Freddie Prinze Jr. and Julia Stiles. A lukewarm critical and commercial response greeted the film upon its release. Her film career continued with the independent drama Kill Me Later opposite Max Beasley. She starred as a suicidal bank teller taken hostage during a bank robbery, who tries to persuade her captors to kill her. The film received a limited release in September 2001, in New York and Los Angeles. Blair co-starred opposite Reese Witherspoon in the comedy Legally Blonde, portraying a preppy, snobby law student and the rival for the affections of Witherspoon's ex-boyfriend. The Hollywood Reporter found her to be a strong presence in her role, coming on as a bitch initially, then softening into feminine solidarity with Witherspoon's heroine. The film was released on July 13, 2001, topping the US box office in its opening weekend. It went on to gross $96.5 million in North America and a worldwide total of $141.7 million. She next starred as a college student having an affair with her professor in the controversial independent drama Storytelling, alongside Leo Fitzpatrick. It premiered at the 2001 Cannes Film Festival and received a limited release in most international markets. Spliced Wire remarked in its review for the film that both Blair and Fitzpatrick gave painfully authentic performances as an emotionally insecure co-ed and her cerebral palsy-stricken dorm neighbor and lover. She starred with Jared Leto and Jake Gyllenhaal in the crime drama Highway, which was released directly to DVD in March 2002. The independent film, filmed in locations of Seattle, is set in the mid-90s grunge music scene and follows a road trip to the 1994 Kurt Cobain vigil. Blair next appeared opposite Cameron Diaz and Christina Applegate in the comedy The Sweetest Thing, as the roommate of Diaz's character. While the film received mixed reviews, it grossed $68.6 million worldwide. For her part, she was nominated for the Teen Choice Awards in the Best Actress in a Comedy category. In 2002, Blair appeared on the cover of Rolling Stone and in a television commercial for the Sims Online video game. She also had a guest role in the episode The One with Christmas in Tulsa on the hit sitcom Friends. In 2003, Blair co-starred with Jason Lee in the romantic comedy A Guy Thing, playing the fiancée of a man who wakes up after his bachelor party in bed with another woman. The film received negative reviews and made a lackluster $15.5 million at the North American box office. She filmed supporting parts for the independent road film Dallas 362 and the well-received comedy drama In Good Company, and appeared alongside former NBA star John Sally and Judy Davis in the television movie Coast to Coast. In 2004, Blair took on the role of Liz Sherman, a depressed pyrotechnic superhero, in Guillermo del Toro's blockbuster fantasy film Hellboy, co-starring Ron Perlman. Based on Mike Mignola's popular comic book series, the film was favorably received by critics. The New York Times remarked, "Blair's heavy-lidded eyes seem to be at half-mast from some lovely lewd fantasy, with her sleepy carnality and dry, hesitant timing. She is a superb foil for Mr. Perlman's plain-spoken bravado." Hellboy topped the box office in the US and Canada in its opening weekend, and ultimately grossed $99.3 million around the globe. Also in 2004, Blair played the role of an exhibitionist dancer in John Waters' satirical sex comedy A Dirty Shame, alongside Tracey Ullman. The film received a limited theatrical run in North America, garnering an overall mixed response. AV Club described the production as a proud retreat back into the sandbox of sexual juvenilia and a potty-mouthed manifesto from an elder statesman of shock, while positively pointing out that both Blair and Ullman throw themselves headfirst into the insanity, reveling in the forfeiture of dignity, self-respect, and self-consciousness their roles demand. Blair took part on the social project The 1 Second film as a producer, and was included on the FHM list of the 100 Sexiest Women of 2004. 2005-2011, Independent Films and the Diary of Anne Frank. Blair starred as a young Harvard-trained economist involved in an international oil scandal in the political thriller The Deal, opposite Christian Slater and Angie Harmon. The film received limited release in the United States and the United Arab Emirates. Blair next played supporting role in the independent black comedy Pretty Persuasion, starring Evan Rachel Wood. Her last film release in 2005 was the John Carpenter-produced remake The Fog, in which she did her own stunts. Among other acts, she spent 12 hours in a water tank over 2 days to shoot her underwater scenes. The film, co-starring Tom Welling and Maggie Grace, was met with an overwhelmingly negative critical response, while it grossed a modest $46.2 million worldwide. She also starred alongside Elias Koteas in the fantasy short film The Big Empty, based on the story The Specialist and produced by George Clooney. The production revolved around a young woman suffering a psychosomatic medical condition. Blair starred in the dysfunctional family drama The Night of the White Pants, with Nick Stahl. The film premiered through a limited theatrical run in NYC in 2006. She also appeared in a small role in the comedy drama The Alibi. In 2007, Blair took on the lead role in Edward Burns' Purple Violets, a romantic comedy co-starring Burns, Patrick Wilson, and Deborah Messing. In the film, Blair played a frustrated and lonely writer who falls in love with her childhood sweetheart. It premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival and was the first feature film to debut exclusively on the iTunes Store. She co-starred in Robert Benton's romantic dramedy Feast of Love, opposite Greg Kinnear and Morgan Freeman, portraying a woman who begins a lesbian relationship due to her marital frustrations. The film received mixed critical reviews upon its limited theatrical premiere in North America. She next appeared in the British crime thriller W Delta Z, opposite Stellan Skarsgård, Melissa George, and Tom Hardy. Blair starred as a lab assistant who is sexually assaulted by a criminal gang and becomes a serial killer after watching her mother's death. The film had a limited theatrical run, but was favorably received by critics. Blair was included in the list of People magazine's World's Most Beautiful People 2007. In 2008, she reprised her role of Liz Sherman in Hellboy II: The Golden Army, where her character has a larger role in the storyline than its predecessor. The film garnered largely positive reviews from critics and became a worldwide commercial success, grossing $160 million. She was nominated for the Scream Awards for Best Actress in a Fantasy Movie or TV Show. In 2008, Blair starred as a drug-addicted and alcoholic mother in Lori Petty's independent drama The Poker House, opposite Jennifer Lawrence and Chloe Grace Moretz, who starred as her daughters. The film is set in 1976 and was based on Petty's real story, in which she and her two little sisters were abused by their mother and a violent pimp. The production initially had a 2008 limited release in theaters only, but was later re-released in 2015 in the UK as Behind Closed Doors. It received generally favourable reviews from critics, with The Hollywood Reporter considering her performance one of the best of her film career. Blair worked with Antonio Banderas and Meg Ryan in the comedy My Mom's New Boyfriend, where she played a young FBI agent. The movie was screened only in Ibero-American cinemas and went straight to DVD in North America. Blair accepted the titular role on the NBC sitcom Kath Kim, opposite Molly Shannon. The sitcom was based on the Australian television series of the same name about a mother and daughter who are obsessed with celebrity culture. Blair had to gain weight and use hair extensions to play her role as Kim, a self-absorbed suburban young princess who is forced to reassess her relationship with her mother. The series was cancelled after one season. Blair also appeared with Rainn Wilson singing "Baby, It's Cold Outside" for the 2008 Gap Winter ad campaign, and was included in Glamour's list of the 50 most glamorous women of 2008. In 2009, Blair returned to the stage, where she took on the lead role of Kayleen in Rajiv Joseph's gruesome Playground Injuries, opposite stage actor Brad Fleischer. The drama made its world premiere at Houston's Alley Theatre on October 16, 2009, to largely positive reviews. In 2010, Blair lent her voice to narrate The Diary of a Young Girl, the definitive edition, originally written by Holocaust victim Anne Frank. The audiobook received generally positive reviews from critics and readers. Her performance received a 2011 Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word Album for Children nomination. Blair starred in the music video for Danko Jones's Full of Regret. The video also featured Elijah Wood and Lemmy Kilmister. She next had a guest role in 3 episodes of the online series Web Therapy starring Lisa Kudrow, and appeared as a guest judge in Heidi Klum's fashion reality show Project Runway. She appeared in a supporting role as a lesbian teacher in the small-scale black comedy The Family Tree, with Madeline Zima, and starred in the psychological thriller Columbus Circle, with Amy Smart and Giovanni Ribisi, playing an agoraphobic heiress who has to face her fears after she killed a man in her apartment. Filming for Columbus Circle took place in 2009, but the movie received a straight-to-DVD release in March 2012. In 2011, Blair appeared as guest star in the Portlandia episode Blunderbuss, appeared in Animal Love, a short college film about life in the post-global warming world premiered at the Los Angeles Film Festival, and also starred in the comedic short film The Break-In, directed by Jaime King. In the independent comedy drama Dark Horse, Blair starred with Christopher Walken, Mia Farrow, and Jordan Gelber, reprising her role of storytelling, who has become an over-medicated depressive woman. Dark Horse received a limited theatrical release and garnered a positive response from critics. AV Club felt that the scenes between Gelber and Blair are the strongest in the film, because they form a bond not out of shared interests or passion, but a weary kind of compromise. 2012 present, film and television. In 2012, Blair starred in the short film Slideshow of Wieners, a love story, a satirical love story about the internet. Shortly after, Blair returned to the small screen as the female lead with the premiere of FX's Anger Management co-starring Charlie Sheen. Blair starred in 53 episodes as Dr. Kate Wales, Sheen's neurotic therapist and love interest. The series premiered to mixed critical reviews, but broke ratings records with 5.74 million viewers in its series debut and ranks as the most-watched sitcom premiere in cable history. Blair left the show during the shooting of second season due to disagreements with Sheen. Blair's departure was officially in June 2013. In 2012, Blair narrated Xfinity TV commercials, including the London 2012 Olympics ads, and reprised her role as a woman who pretends she is pregnant in 2 episodes of the reformatted television version of Web Therapy. Blair starred opposite Rachel Miner and James D'Arcy in the thriller In Their Skin, about a woman and her family who suffer a brutal home invasion by their psychopathic neighbors after the death of their daughter. The film received a mixed critical response upon its world premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival, and had a limited theatrical release in North America. In 2013, Blair was the voice of Destiny in the IFC's animated series Out There. She also had a guest role on the season 2 of the TV series comedy Bang Bang. In August 2014, Blair obtained her first small-screen role since she left Anger Management when she was cast as Joanna in the Amazon's comedy pilot Really, alongside Sarah Chalke. The comedy, about the complicated life of a group of friends in their 30s, is, as of May 2015, available only in the US and the UK. Blair starred in the drama Sex, Death and Bowling, alongside Adrian Grenner and Bailey Chase. The film is about the marriage of an American soldier who fought in the American intervention in Iraq and who suffers from terminal pancreatic cancer. The film began shooting in October 2013 and was released in selected American theaters in October 2015. Blair also starred with Green Day punk rock frontman Billie Joe Armstrong in the musical drama Ordinary World, as the hard-working lawyer wife of Armstrong's aging rock star character. The production premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival in April 2016. In February 2016, Blair returned to television in the FX miniseries American Crime Story, The People vs. O.J. Simpson, where she appeared with Cuba Gooding Jr., John Travolta, and David Schwimmer, portraying Kris Jenner, the former wife of Simpson's attorney Robert Kardashian. The project recreated the 1995 publicized O.J. Simpson murder case, and aired to critical and popular acclaim. Also in 2016, Blair starred as a single, unfulfilled rock photographer in the independent drama Mothers and Daughters, as part of a large ensemble cast consisting of Susan Sarandon, Sharon Stone, Mira Sorvino, and Courtney Cox. The film was released on the 6th of May 2016 for digital markets and received largely mixed reviews. The Hollywood Reporter found the talented actresses involved to be hamstrung by the film's unsubtle script that piles on far too many melodramatic plot contrivances for a 90-minute production, and remarked that while Blair's voiceover narration promises to be a connective thread, her device is quickly abandoned, with a profusion of barely interconnected characters. In June 2016, Blair was cast alongside Nicolas Cage and Ann Winters in Brian Taylor's horror comedy film, Mom and Dad, which was released in theaters on January 19, 2018. The film received positive reviews from critics. On August 21, 2018, it was announced that Blair was cast in a recurring role on the upcoming Netflix drama series, Another Life. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?